Hi there, this is Mark Anderson from andertoons.com, and today I'm going to be sketching a Valentine's Day cartoon. I'm only doing the sketch. I've done videos before where I've done a sketch and then the ink and then the Photoshop, but I thought this time I would just concentrate on the sketch portion. So here I am starting my guy here. There's my big giant hand. I tend to draw really small, as you can probably tell by the hand to drawing ratio here. I draw relatively small. This is the final sketch will probably end up being like 5 by 7. Um, just so that explains. I don't actually have an oversized giganta hand, but that's why it looks so big. So here I am drawing. This is an idea that I came up with at about 4:30 in the morning yesterday. I was laying in bed and woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. So sometimes what I do then is I sort of brainstorm ideas, and this one popped into my head. Sorry about the focus there. I'm using my iPhone on my lamp on my drafting table to record the video. So it's a little shaky and sometimes the focus goes in and out. So my apologies. This is the best system I could come up with other than hanging something over my head. And I'm not sure I want anything that permanent there. So here I am sketching. The idea is a guy at a card store for Valentine's Day. And this will start looking better here in just a second. I think I'm writing Valentine's on the sign above there. There it is. Now you can see it. So yeah, this is an idea I came up with the other day, very, very early in the morning. And I have to make sure that when I come up with an idea like that I sort of like repeat it to myself. And I have to like mouth it to myself. And I have to mouth it quietly because I don't want to wake anybody up. But I have to lay there in bed and go, Valentine's, a guy shopping for cards and this. And I have to do it like 2 or 3 times. Otherwise, it won't stick. Or otherwise, I have to get up right away and then go downstairs and write it down. So, in this case, I got up and went downstairs and wrote it down. And now I'm sketching it here soon after. So, I was trying to come up with something different than your standard Cupid cartoon. So I branched out into Valentine's cards. So. You can see I stay pretty loose with a sketch. The guy there is really sketchy. I start with basic shapes and then sort of do details from there. I would assume that everybody sketches largely the same way. I don't think that I do anything special, but I thought it would be interesting to see how this works. This ended up being a problem with this sketch was all of the cards I think is and I'll tell you the idea at the end. I don't want to jump to the joke, but part of the problem with this cartoon is having to draw all of these cards, and there is a reason I have to draw somewhat specifically on each card to make the joke make sense. But like I said, that'll become evident at the end. So, using a Forest Choice pencil, which I love. I adore these pencils. If you can get a chance to get a box of those, I think you can just go to forestchoice.com and buy those. I love them. They keep a nice point. It's a good eraser. The pencil just feels good in my hand. I love these, and I think the paper is just some standard laser printer paper. So here I am drawing hearts and frilly lace stuff on the sides, and the person there shopping for the card is obviously a guy. I tend to draw pretty heavy too. I normally And you probably can't see it in this video because I'm so tightly cropped on what I'm doing. I normally sharpen my pencils like every 30 seconds. Even though the Forest Choice keeps a pretty decent point, I sharpen my pencils a lot because I have a thing about sharp pencils. Some more hearts and pretty Valentine's Day cards. I might be sharpening there. Oh, nope, I was autofocus. There we go. I was trying to focus the phone. That's why my hand disappeared. I apologize for, like, you can't see what I'm drawing there until my gigantic hand moves out of the way. But this is the best system I can come up with. I tried coming at it sideways or coming in. This is the best system. And I actually tried drawing stuff online, or not online, on Photoshop. I got like a nice pencil brush type thing on Photoshop, and I tried it out because I thought it would be easier to record a screencast. But I'm just, as much as I like coloring in Photoshop, I don't like sketching and I don't like inking in Photoshop. Maybe I just haven't put in the time or gotten myself the correct tools. But sketching and inking, I go really, really fast, generally. This one is slower. I think this whole video is about 10 minutes from beginning to end. And the reason this is, I can normally do a sketch in about half this time. But this is a scene that I'm not familiar with. I don't draw a lot of guys shopping for cards. So I haven't like learned the tricks yet of like who goes where. You know, if this were a sales graph scene, I could probably knock out a sketch for that in like 2 minutes. Because I know where everybody sits, I know where the table, I know how to set that scene. This is a different scene. And, well, and some of it is that there's a million cards to do stuff on. So you can see on the left side, I'm doing like a happy bear, and there's a cat and a guy. And I tried to draw some like cartoon panels in there. There's a bunny, I think there's a wolf or something. So I tried to draw sort of like funny cartooning stuff on the left series of cards, and on the right side I did romantic-y stuff. So again, I won't fill in the gag until the end here, but see if you can figure it out. The scene itself is pretty simple. You just have a guy, and then you have that sort of angled card display. And there really isn't there isn't need to do a whole lot more than that for this joke. I could draw another thing of cards in the background and a woman shopping, or I could draw a register in the background or a display or a sale thing. I mean, there's all sorts. I mean, you could draw the whole card shop if you wanted to, but it doesn't help the gag. This gag's got to read quick. It's got to be, you know, you've got, I forget what it is. It's like 3 to 5 seconds. And so the card, I mean, it has to read that it's a card store. It has to read that it's a guy. And it has to read that they're Valentines. So you have to get all of those things across, and it needs to read left to right. So, and you need to do it all quickly. You need to set the scene, set the character, set all that stuff up quickly. So I tend towards as simple a scene as I can. Of course, everybody likes to put in details now and again, and of course that's fun. Here I'm sort of darkening this guy up so you can see him a little bit. Of course, now, not that you can see him with my gigantic hand in the way, but I'm trying to darken him up a little bit. You get a little reflection off of the graphite there. I apologize for that. Oh, it looks like I'm darkening up the signs there on top. There's 2 sections of cards, as I mentioned, so I'm starting to write what's going to be the joke. Yeah, there's no caption. It's a captionless cartoon, so there's not a gag line underneath, but it's all dealing with the signs in the card store here. So just about done. Hey, thanks for watching. Here's the gag. At the top and the left, it's funny cards you like, and on the right, it's mushy cards she likes.